The first BMW model to ship with the curved display and the iDrive 8.0 system was this BMW iX. And now most of the features are built into these two displays. But did you know there's actually a hidden menu in this display that lets you put the car in roller mode, reset service reminders, and see temperature of different components in the car? Let me show you how. Step one will be to put the car into diagnostics mode. And to do so, you're just gonna press the start button 3 times. Very rapidly. We're gonna give it a minute, and there you go. We can see diagnostic mode has been activated. With diagnostic mode activated, it's now time to access the hidden menu. And in the past, you would have a BC button on this stock or a button here, and that stands for board computer. But now we're gonna be using this button right here. So what we're gonna do is press and hold for about 15 seconds. So in about 10 seconds, you will see a pop-up just right here that's gonna tell us about the service of the vehicle. So this is how you would actually reset services in this car. Let's see if that pops up. There it is. So if you stop now, you can reset services, but if you keep holding it, you are brought to this hidden menu. And now we can go through this menu and see what each item does. Now, you will not be able to use any of these other buttons. You are only using this button. So short press is just gonna be moving to the next item on the menu. And then a long press will actually take you inside the menu. And there it is. So we have identification, and this just shows some VIN information and hardware version and things like that. So not super interesting. So I'm gonna press and hold to go back. So now we're just gonna press once and go to chassis dyno. And this is a really cool one. What this one will do is actually fully disable the DSC on the car. So the traction control, the stability control, all the dynamic controls will be disabled when you enable this feature. So obviously this is not meant for just regular driving. It's meant for going on a dyno, so preparing your car for a dyno, or maybe if you want to play in the snow or do something like that, that's possible as well. So let's enable it and see what happens. So I'm just going to press once. There it is. So now it's telling us if you want to end this mode, you just have to turn off the ignition. And here are the warning messages that pop up on the main screen. So we have this chassis stabilization one. We have test mode. So test mode operation activated. The operation status is not suitable for use on the road and is provided only for service staff. You can close this one. Is there anything else? Nope. So you just get 2 of those messages. And this is the only way to turn off DSC or dynamic stability control on this car and to put the car into dyno mode. Pretty interesting and a lot of fun if you know what you're doing, but definitely be careful when you enable this one. All right, back at the hidden menu, the third item is showroom mode. So I'm just gonna go into this menu item right here. So I'm gonna long press start showroom mode, and what will this do? Well, this puts the car in kind of like a virtual journey so that you can experience what it would be like to drive the car. It also shows a lot of animation in the center console and kind of videos showing you the features of the vehicle. It will also do things in the heads-up display and just highlights different vehicle features and technology. As you can see, we just went up to 65 miles an hour. Different displays. This will start automatically once the car has been idle for 3 minutes. So nothing really happens once you enable it, but if you leave the car alone for 3 minutes, the showroom mode will start automatically. Also, if you go to system settings and scroll almost all the way down, you will have a new menu item, showroom mode. And this will just allow you to enable automatic demonstration. So you can enable it after 3 minutes, or you can disable it from here as well. And you can also enable combi, which is this screen right here, and the heads-up display to do the same kind of animations and show different things. Pay attention to this screen right here when I disable the showroom mode. As you can see, that item completely disappears. Once again, back at the menu, and the next item on the list is service braking system. So press and hold, go into this item, and here we can reset the service reminders and the services for brake fluid, brakes, and we can also initialize brakes, which is really useful. So if you do your own maintenance, well, once you replace the pads, you can reset the service here, and that little sensor that's in the pads is not going to be annoying you for the next time, even though you have already replaced the brakes. So very helpful. if you don't have a scanner and you're just doing simple stuff like changing the brakes or doing the brake fluid. And now the last item here is temperature. So if you press and hold again, go into this menu, and we have a bunch of temperature sensor raw data here. So we have the external temp sensor, that's going to be the ID for it. Then we have the raw data, so it's 37.5 Celsius, coolant temperature at 57 Celsius, engine oil temperature, which is funny, this doesn't have an engine, but I guess it's going to be the temperature of the motor. Not really sure, but still very useful information. And obviously this service display is used for all of the other vehicles that use iDrive 8, so I guess they haven't customized it for this EV. Kind of funny that this was the first car to have it, but it's not customized. And then of course, if we go back, we can just end the test. Unfortunately, unlike the iDrive 7.0, there isn't an unlock feature here where you can go in and see, for example, the state of charge of the battery or the health of the battery or a lot of other information. So they've kind of limited this menu now on these newer cars, but that's been the case for most of the things on this car. But anyway, I hope you have found this video useful, and if you'd like to check out this little information on your BMW that has the iDrive 8, give it a try and let me know if you find anything different. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.